Hi there, and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole, and today we'll be having a look at the iconic annual Adelaide River Cup fixture, which will be held this Saturday, the 5th of June. As the only grass track in the Territory and in close proximity to Darwin, the Adelaide River Show Society meeting is always a popular one on the calendar, and this year promises to be one of the biggest days in recent times. The club did not race last year in 2020 due to COVID, and the ticket sales and general interest in the country meeting are second to none. With 7 races on the day and maximum field sizes of 8, it promises to be a tremendous afternoon of racing action, and for just the second time it will be covered live on Sky 2. Some 42 horses are down to contest the 7 races, with the first getting underway at 1:48 p.m, while the last, the Cup, is timed to go at 5:10. When doing the form, we'd normally look to see what horses have had a previous start on the Adelaide River track, but I can assure you not one of the 42 horses has had a previous run at the iconic centre. The opener is the Set Weight Maiden, the Pamela Rickson Maiden, and in this 1200 metre event my numbers are 6, 1 and 2. I'm going here with number 6, Nashwa, one of 2 in the event, trained by Phil Cole. Vanessa Arnott takes the mount here. It's had a couple of recent placings in its 8 starts, including a last start 5th in Alice Springs behind the smart Valley Prince. That was in the Guineas, and a couple of runs prior to that, or in fact 4 runs prior to that, finished 3rd here in Darwin to Hajime Naoki. This is a maiden field. They're all chasing their first win. It's not the easiest race to kickstart the day, but I'm going with number 6 on top. To beat number 1, Huckleberry, a visitor from Alice Springs, trained by Kevin Lamprick. Adam Nichols takes the mount. A last start 5th in Alice Springs behind Miracoli was the effort of a coming winner, so I've got it in to run 2nd. And in for 3rd, a visitor all the way from Nyngan in New South Wales, trained by Rodney Robb, of course, and that's number 2, Acres Midnight. Dylan Stanley having his first ride in the top end, his first ride at Adelaide River, that's for certain. And Acres Midnight, consistent type, a 4th and a 2nd at recent meetings at Coonabarabran and Armidale. See if it can bring that form to the top end. In the first, 6, 1 and 2. The second's the Remote Area Tree Service Handicap. It's over a trip of 1200 metres. It's for the benchmark 54 gallopers. Numbers here are 3, 2 and 1. She's speedy, and I reckon this circuit will suit her. Number 3, Mini Boom, Wayne Davis for Phil Cole. Could be in for a decent day, Cole. He's got some good chances scattered right through the program. Excuse me. And Mini Boom was the last start 6th in Alice Springs. She was a little off again there. She never found the lead, but I think that could all change here at Adelaide River. I think she can go straight to the front and take plenty of catching. 3 on top. To beat number 2, Lady Riz, a visitor also from Nyngan in the stable of Karen McCarroll. Great to see Karen and Rodney Robb here in the top end for the carnival. Dylan Stanley takes the mount. A last start 2nd at Wellington augurs pretty well for this. And my 3rd selection, number 1, Ricky Bobby, trained by Heather Lehman, another trainer who's got a long association with the top end and returning here after COVID last year. She was telling us yesterday, Heather, that her and her husband Graham couldn't wait to get back to the top end, so great to have them back. Always has success while she's here. Jared Todd aboard Ricky Bobby. He's the winner of 8 of his 45 and sure to be a chance in this benchmark 54. In the second, 3, 2 and 1. The third's the RJ Sales and Services Handicap. This is the average benchmark event on the day, over the 1200 metres, only a field of 5 to go around here. I'm going with the numbers of 2, 5 and 1. Putting number 2, Kronos, on top. His last start effort was in the Pioneer Sprint and he disappointed on that occasion, finishing at the tail. Wayne Davis for Phil Cole. As I mentioned earlier, Coley has a really good chance of a good day here with some good runners going around. And Kronos will disregard that last effort. His earlier form was 3 successive wins. He's a smart sprinter on his day, and I think round this circuit will be very hard to beat. 2 on top. To beat number 5, Valentina Star from the inform Nicola Brueggemann stable. Jessie Philpott, she's in form as well. She's been going great, Jess. I had a winner here last week, and that followed doubles at both Tennant Creek and in Darwin. So she's back again for a full book of rides at Adelaide River, rather. And Valentina Star, 2 wins from his last 3 starts. And in for 3rd, number 1, Divine Red, has been entered and not run at a couple of recent meetings. Gary Clark trains Jared Todd in the saddle. In the 3rd, numbers 2, 5 and 1. The 4th, Seakumali Air Maintenance Handicap. This is there at a 70 over 1,000 metres now. We only run the 3 distances at Adelaide River, 1,000, 1,200 and 1,600. This is the first of the 2,000 metre events. And my numbers here are 1, 3 and 5. Looks one of the better bets of the day, number 1, Hustlin' Humph. Alice Lindsay takes the 2 kilograms off, brings him in at a luxury 56.5 kgs. He's won his last 2 for David Bates, both in Darwin. He's a smart sprinting type, and if he can get his own rules here in this small 5-horse field, he's the horse to beat. Number 1 on top. To beat number 3, Heimel, trained by Mark Nine from Alice Springs. Stan Sakos visiting the territory again. He'll be here right through now, right through the carnival, and Stan coming up from Alice Springs on Saturday. Takes the mount here on this 5-start winner from 33. Mark Nine does a good job with his little team, and I think Heimel will give this a shake. And in for third, number 5, Colhoun. Wayne Davis for Phil Cole. Good second last time out behind Canton Kid. In the fourth, 1, 3 and 5. The fifth's the Stanley Roofing and Stanley Nominees NT Limited Handicap. It's also over the trip of 1,000 for the 0 to 58 gallopers. Numbers here are 4, 5 and 6. Going here with number 4, Familiar. Once again, Phil Cole and Wayne Davis, the combo. Interestingly, Phil took a few horses down for us just a week ago to give them a gallop on the track to test out that we're always in readiness there. So a number of these horses have actually been and had a gallop around Adelaide River, and Familiar's one of those. Good last start win on the 24th of April. Had a freshen up since. That was beating Must Be Moway, and I think Familiar will be very hard to beat here. In for second, number 5, the consistent 2-Rack Road. Stan Sakos for Chris Pollard. 2/3 and a 4th, his last 3 starts are racing well. And then for third, number 6, the Amazing Talia. She's speedy, trained by Kevin Lamprick and Jess Philpott in the saddle. In the 5th, 4, 5 and 6. The 6th, the TNH Contracting Handicap. It's over a trip of 1,600 metres. This for the 0 to 64 gallopers. A 6-horse field here. My numbers are 1, 4 and 3. My Tradition was an upset win here in Darwin on the 22nd of May for Chris Pollard. Jess Philpott was in the saddle on that occasion. She takes the mount again. That was a first up run, first up for 6 months in fact, so should be improved by the effort, and once again not the strongest lot here. So 1 on top for me, My Tradition. To beat number 4, Floriat Pika. Wayne Davis aboard, Phil Cole the trainer. It's only had the 1 start in the territory, that was at Alice Springs, finished down the track, but its earlier form in Victoria was good, including a win at Pakenham. And in for third, number 3, It's Magic from the Lehman stable. Jared Todd aboard. His last couple of runs have been ordinary, but before that did win a race at Kangaroo Island, and has been to the top end before, but has not been to Adelaide River. Numbers in the 6th, 1, 4 and 3. And in the last, it's the big one, the $25,000 Combined Electrical Adelaide River Cup. It's over the 1,600 metres and only a field of 5 to go round here. And my numbers are 4, 2, 3 and 1. Going here with Highly Decorated, looking for 4 in a row for Nicole Brueggemann. Really flying this horse, Jess Philpott rides. Was impressive winning here a week ago. That was in 0 to 64 company, so admittedly is up in grade, but its previous start won a 0 to 70. This isn't the strongest Adelaide River Cup field we've seen, and I think Highly Decorated the horse to beat. Ahead of number 2, Paramuse Boy, looks the main danger. Phil Cole, Wayne Davis, the combo. A last start win in Alice Springs was really good. That was over 2,000 metres, dropping back in trip, but did have a run around here the other day in a trial, I suppose you'd say, on the track. And in for third, number 3, Skeldak. Good second last time behind Highly Decorated. If it puts in that sort of effort again, must be hard to beat. 4, 2 and 3 in the Combined Electrical Adelaide River Cup. Best bet of the day comes up in race 4, number 1, Hustlin' Humph. Only has to jump and lead with that claim of Alice Lindsay, and he'll take a power of beating around this tight circuit. So race 4, number 1, Hustlin' Humph. Well, the best roughies in the first. Race 1, number 7, Pointo's Pick. Wasn't a bad run, even though down the track in Alice Springs last time out. Race 1, number 7, Pointo's Pick. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk. And from next week, we start the 10-meeting build-up to the Great Northern Darwin Cup Day, of course, on the 2nd of August. June and July will fly by, as you'd imagine, with the 10 meetings, including a couple of Wednesdays, and of course all culminating in that first Monday in August. So join us as we build up towards Darwin Cup Day. Until then, good luck and good punting.